I'm Della Cruz. Thank you very much for joining us. Today we're putting a spotlight on the stage play Man of the House. This dramedy focuses on one man's struggle to maintain his relationship while his woman runs the house and everything else in his life. Andre Davis of Newark is the writer, producer, director. He also plays the leading male role of James.
Turn around and do this. Sweetheart, you have become the abuser.
Well, ain't nobody touched that.
Oh, hush your mouth. Hush your mouth. You have any idea the thoughts that are running through that man's mind? Making him feel less than adequate? You disrespected him in his own home? What you say? Yeah. You see, once you influence a person's mind, you can do more damage than a fist ever could. So yes, you have become the abuser.
I love those two actors together. Right now, Andre is here in our studios. That was great, that clip.
Well, thank you. Thank you for having me.
Tell me all about your role.
Well, James is, he's an interesting character. James loves love. He loves to be in love, but he's not quite sure what love is.
Really?
So because of that, he kind of is open to some things that he probably should walk away from.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
What kind of a struggle
Well,
is he going through?
James does not have a job at the time, and his woman has the job, so he's not paying any of the bills. You see during the play, he does a couple of things to try and enhance the relationship that doesn't necessarily work for her.
Is that James?
Yeah, that's James. And he's truly in love, as you can see. I Love Casey's all over the apron for the dinner that he tried to make. Yeah.
So where did this come from, this whole idea for this stage play?
You know what? I actually did a play about domestic violence a couple of years back, and it was the more talked about approach where it was the woman being abused. I played the next door neighbor. She leaves the abusive husband and we ride off into the sunset. So I had an idea to do it from the opposite side to show what it would be like if the man were the victim of domestic violence. And it was more so the emotional and verbal abuse as opposed to the physical.
Why did you feel so strongly about showing that perspective?
Because you rarely ever hear about it. And I just wanted to do something different, especially being my first stage play that I'm bringing out. I wanted it to be different. I wanted to show the other side of the coin.
Now, James, I'm calling you by your character name. Andre, I do what everybody else does in the audience, don't I? You wear many hats in this dramedy, and it is a drama and a comedy.
Yes.
How do you juggle it all?
A lot of prayer.
That helps.
A lot of slow breathing. It is a lot, but I look at it like I'm laying the groundwork for the rest of my life, because this is actually what I want to do for the rest of my life. So although it is a lot of work, I will say that when it's something that you love to do, it makes it worth it.
And it's never a job ever again.
Right, it makes it worth it. You know, I have a very small team. It's really, honestly, behind the scenes, me and my stage manager that are really doing the majority of the legwork, and it's working. Between that and God just leading the path, I'm doing all right.
And she will be joining us in the next segment.
Yes, she will.
Tell us about the rest of the cast.
The rest of the cast is crazy.
I love it.
I have assembled probably the craziest cast ever assembled, but they are extremely talented, extremely humble, and they work hard. I've actually worked with pretty much everyone in the cast prior to this production, so I knew what they would bring to the table, and none of them had disappointed.
Did you envision your actors for certain characters before you auditioned, or did you see them when they auditioned?
Honestly, I saw most of them before they auditioned. After I wrote the play and I read through it, I could see certain people, some of the actors that you'll see today. Steven Strickland, who plays my best friend Isaac, we've actually played best friends in a couple of different plays, so I knew that that chemistry was there. Pretty Ricky Fontaine, who plays Mimi, we've done quite a few productions where she was crazy in all of them. So I knew she would be able to bring the crazy in this one as well. Yeah, so I saw most of them prior to bringing them in for an audition.
This is a small industry, isn't it? Because
it is.
Pretty Ricky played with Sheba Jordan.
Yes.
And Steven.
I have as well. Yes.
See,
yes.
I love it. Small circle. Now, your theater credits include Dreamgirls, After the Walk featuring Kelly Price, and Underneath It All featuring Kiara Sheard.
Yes.
Wow.
Yes, those are all blessings. Dreamgirls was early in my career. That was probably the second play that I ever did, and we ran that for a while. That was actually at Symphony Hall, the African Globe Theater, and we ran that for quite a while, and that was fun. After the Walk, it was a production I did with Debut Management, and underneath it all was a new production group, Get Right Entertainment.
You also sing. You open for Brian McKnight, my favorite, Patti LaBelle, and Wendy Williams?
I've been blessed.
Wow.
I've been blessed. I was signed to an independent label. It was Easy Deuce Records. I'm still actually managed by the same person, Darren Dowdy. He's the CEO of Razak Products. And while working with him, he actually had me open up for some pretty great people. This year I've done Anthony Hamilton and Mint Condition. So I'm working. It's coming.
I see that. Well, you just keep it on coming. I love it. Stay with us. Next, Andre's stage manager will join us here on set.
I'm sorry, but look, I called Casey and some dude half dressed with an empty condom right.
What? What'd you do? Tell me you choked her. You choked her, right? You wrapped your hands around the coat and you choked her.
No, I actually kind of believe him.
Yeah.
Love the way he just looks at that phone like, huh? That was a clip from the stage play Man of the House. Andre Davis is the writer, producer, and actor. Tamara Stewart of Newark is the stage manager. She is joining us in this segment. Good to have you here.
Thank you for having me.
This is your first time as a stage manager?
Yes,
Wow.
actually it's my first.
What made you want to take on that role?
Well, honestly, someone happened to call me because we actually worked together in other plays and mentioned, say, you know what, I think you'd be good at being a stage manager. Would you like to do it? Okay.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I always wanted to do something like that, but I never thought I would have the opportunity. So I was very happy to have the opportunity to do so.
So what do you do as a stage manager?
Well, would you really like to know the
Yes, ma'am.
full list or just a short list? Okay.
You multitask, I know.
Oh my God. Yeah, we do everything. I mean, from just as small as thing as making certain props for the stage, all the way up to just make sure I'm calling the lights, all the cues correct, everything. Everything.
Like our producers, do you have to wear a headset?
Yes, me and
talk
my
to them.
headset. It's a wonderful thing. So every time we have shows, I have to make sure my ponytail just right so it won't block my, the headset. So that's what we have to do.
And I bet you whip those actors into shape and they listen to you.
Oh, yes.
Do you act as well?
Yes, I do. I actually do. Yeah, I've actually been in several different productions. I've done an after school special since I was 12. Beware of the Stranger years ago. And
On TV?
Uh-huh.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
I want to go look it up.
Oh God. yeah, so I've been doing that, I mean, actually a little bit here and there for years, but I just stopped for a while, but I'm glad I'm back into it now. So I'm actually on stage and off stage, and I appreciate both. Because you don't realize just how much work going behind the scenes as it does on screen. So I absolutely enjoy both.
What is your working relationship with Andre like?
You want the long version or you want the short version?
Fired.
I want the Wendy Williams version.
Fired.
Well, I have to tell you all of that.
Okay. This is for Hot Topics. No.
Exactly. No, honestly, I have to say I am truly blessed to work with him. We always say that. One major thing for me, though, is that we pray over everything. And I love that, because you can't normally openly, speak about God and things of that nature, but we always pray about everything with the show. And I really appreciate that more than anything. I'm learning so much. So I tell them all the time, I'm so thankful because I'm learning so much from you. And you're like, oh, I thank you too, T. And we're on the phone, I thank you more. It's like, so we just really appreciate working together. We have a great working relationship.
Make us seem so corny.
Oh my gosh! But see,
She doesn't. I love this.
He paid me not to, but we do. But he paid me not to give you the bad stuff. But we'll talk afterwards. I'll let everybody know afterwards. Okay.
Why do you feel it's so important, though, to incorporate the element of prayer before you get underway?
I mean, by far, I'm a Christian, and that's just the way I've been raised. So everything is always God first, and everything else will follow. So it's important to me because this is my first time Being behind the camera, this is the first time that, I have a cast of people that I'm responsible for, budgets and things like that, and I want to make sure that I'm walking in the right path. So I pray over everything, and if he closes the door, I'll let it go and wait till another one opens. But yeah, that's extremely important.
But so far, so good.
Yeah.
Tamara, you are also an actress and singer.
Yes, ma'am.
What kind of music do you sing?
I
I realize singers don't like to be pigeonholed and typecast. And why are you two laughing? Why is he laughing?
Because this. I love singing, but yet this is something that I keep very, very quiet about. I don't sing as much. I mean, in church, that's just me. Praise and worship, I'm all there. But any other type of things of that nature, I don't, publicize as much. But yeah, I do. I do love to sing now. I've been singing since I was 4. Love singing.
Are you working on any original music that we could showcase on Spotlight?
I actually have, and maybe hopefully one day we will, but I actually
love to.
have been working on it. So I'm just working on some producers and getting some people to help with the music, and then hopefully I'll come up with my own.
Well, you know where to find me. Just make sure it's original, okay? Now, what do you want people to walk away from this play feeling?
Well, I want them to walk away with the sense that they've been entertained, but also learn something at the same time. And that was the challenging part, because I wanted it to be a comedy, but because of the issue that we're talking about, I had to make sure that the comedy wasn't so much around the domestic violence. So, but the actors, again, I have to give a lot of respect and credit to the actors, because they took the script that I gave them and they
They
fly
made it
with
come alive.
Oh, did they?
And people can go on your website to find out the show times and locations, correct?
Yes.
Absolutely. All of our upcoming shows will be on our Facebook page, which is facebook.com/Moth, like M-O-T-H, Man of the House, Moth Stageplay, all one word, and also our Twitter. And you can also find them on my sites, and I'm everywhere at All About Andre.
All About Andre. Andre Davis, Tamara Stewart, thank you both for joining me in this segment. It's been fun.
Thank you for having us.
This play is going to be a riot.
Oh, yeah.
Next, meet 2 cast members from Man of the House. I'm Della Cruz. My guests today are actors in the stage play Man of the House, written and produced by Andre Davis, Pretty Ricky Fontaine of Roselle, and Valerie Adams of Newark. Welcome, ladies. Good to have both of you lovely ladies here.
Glad to be here.
You all are characters. You should have seen them on the tour of the station. They are a hoot. All right, Pretty Ricky, you play Mimi. Describe her, and is she anything like the real Ricky?
Mimi is very outgoing, very sexually forward, very much. Mimi is. Can you say that? Is that what you go? She is the friend that you never know what's going to come out of her mouth. So she's that girl. I can be her somewhat, but not as much. I'm not as forward as Mimi. Mimi is very, very forward. I can channel my inner Mimi when needed. So I think we all have some inner Mimis in us.
So Mimi is an outlet for you on stage.
Mimi can be an outlet for me on stage. Vacation, things of that nature. You don't want to let too much Mimi out because then she might get you in some trouble. She's her.
Gotcha.
That's her.
Okay. I like her.
Damn Mimi.
That's Valerie. Tell me about your character, Mrs. Smith, and the message you hope to get across with her.
Oh, wow. Well, Mrs. Smith is a smart, church-going woman. She doesn't like the decisions her daughter has made, and she's a no-nonsense kind of mama. So that's the...
We all have those.
Yes. I've had a couple of good examples to follow. And the point her character will be getting across is that once domestic violence hits, it's more than just physical, that it can affect you emotionally and spiritually. And that's what she's trying to get across, Mrs. Smith. So,
do you channel any of you, Valerie, in Mrs. Smith?
No, I think I channel my mom and my grandmothers and my elders. You know, they were no nonsense. And that's what this character I get from her.
Do your family members and friends get to see you all on stage playing these characters?
Oh, absolutely.
What's the reaction you get?
Well, my dad, when he saw me as Mimi, he said, "Pull your skirt down, young lady. What are you doing on that stage?" So he was a little taken aback by Mimi, but everybody else, they just thought it was a hoot. Mimi brings comic relief to the play, so everyone else thought it was really funny.
And Pretty Ricky, everybody should know you are a comedian.
Oh yes, I am a comedian, which helps me as Mimi because I get to bring in the comedic timing that she does have. So.
And what about you, Valerie?
Well, I choose to stay in character a little longer because Big Mama gets some respect. I don't get none. But she
I find
gets
that hard to
respect.
believe.
Just a little. But I enjoy being in the character of it because it gives me a chance to hone into that, that other part that I like to play, that the older, more mature woman that everybody's got to listen to out of respect. They may not do what I tell them to do, but they're going to listen to me because I said so.
I will definitely sit up and
Okay, careful now.
You all must enjoy working with Andre and Tamara.
Oh, absolutely.
Yes.
Tamara, mostly.
Oh.
Andre beats us.
Oh.
He does?
When nobody's.
Let's go after him.
No.
I believe that's Mimi.
No, honestly, the entire cast, we have created such a family. We hang out outside of production, we hang out outside of, rehearsals and things like that because we have really grown to love one another and respect one another. And I have been a friend of Andre's before he started this production, and I am super proud to watch, his baby, his dream grow, and to see his vision come to life. It's really, really awesome. So.
Oh, that is so
Nice.
And Tamara also sends us friendly reminders all the time, and I love her for it because I forget all the time. So we love Tamara.
So Tamara keeps sending those.
Yes.
Valerie, Ricky, wish we could talk more at length. You ladies are so much fun. You have to come back, okay?
Oh,
'Cause you
of course
have
we will.
talents that I need to tap into for Spotlight too, don't I? You sing.
Yes,
See, and I want her to
yes.
bring her back too. So get your original
I
music together.
sing too.
You sing too?
Yeah. Ooh, girl, don't you do?
Wait, let me help
President
you.
Obama, please.
Try it now.
Enough. Okay. Thank you.
Yeah.
2 more cast members from Men of the House. Straight ahead. We'll be right back. You have to see them. We are putting the spotlight on the stage play Man of the House. Actors Stephen Strickland of Newark and Roosevelt Abrams of Orange are here to talk about their roles. Good to have you back. Good to have you here.
Glad to be back, Della.
Tell me about these roles you play, these characters.
I play the role of Isaac. I play the best friend of James. He is the voice of reason because James is out of his mind at the moment. Woman troubles, and I'm here to talk some sense into him.
And what about you? Oh, he's going to take his sunglasses off. Okay.
I play the antagonist.
The bad guy.
I'm the bad guy. Everybody needs a bad guy. I am Waltz. I'm the other guy in the relationship. I'm the people that you need to hate. That's the guy I am. Cocky, conceited, really don't care, just all about himself.
So is that character anything like you, Roosevelt?
I would say no. I'll say no. I get that impression from first impressions. People look at me and think I am that conceited, typical guy, but that's not me at all.
No.
As soon as I open my mouth, they just boom.
The first time I saw you, I thought Garth Brooks in Technicolor.
Dark Brooks.
Are you a
That's
cowboy
right.
from South Jersey?
Yes, I'm a cowboy from South Jersey. I just came back from Nashville. That's where all this is coming from right now. I done brought it with me. They kicked me out, but I kept the cowboy boots in the hat.
He needs some lotion, so he actually came from Asheville.
Asheville.
That's a good story.
He's a comedian too, by the way, in case you didn't know that. What is it like for you all putting this production on stage in front of an audience? What kind of a reaction do you get?
Being an actor doing theater, it's awesome because you get an immediate reaction to the things that you say, whether they like it or not. But with this play, they like everything that we say. The audience just loves the message that comes through, and the humor, and the seriousness, and the music that comes from Men of the House.
What kind of a rapport do you all have on stage as actors, backing each other up?
I think we have a good rapport. It's just a chemistry that just gelled from the first table reading that we did to us touring the studio. I mean, you got to witness that firsthand. Like off and on stage, we're just it's funny. It's just a good time.
And what's it like working with Andre and Tamara?
Andre is awesome. I've known Andre since 1999 and 99 and beyond. He's a great director. Worked with him as an actor, so it's great to be, in my opinion, to be an actor first. So that way, when it comes to directing, you can direct actors. He can speak the language that us as actors need, so that we can get the job done. for his
And you
project.
did mention Tamara, so I'm just going to speak on Tamara since he did speak on Andre.
alrighty.
Tamara's very patient with us, very understanding, direct when she needs to be, but very great, very great.
What would you say to encourage people to come out and see Man of the House?
Andre Davis, Pretty Ricky Fontaine, Roosevelt Abrams, Ian Straughter, Stephen Strickland.
That guy right there.
Who else we have? Shadid Madyoun. We have a wonderful cast. And you're in for a great time. So make sure you find us on Facebook, Moth Stageplay, M-O-T-H Stageplay. And come out and see the play. You won't be disappointed.
I want to tell you another reason. I'm going to be real with you.
I'm sorry, Cowboy, but we got to go. And if you'd like to find out, yes, we got to go. If you'd like to find out more, as he said, log on to my Facebook page. I'm Della Cruz. Thank you all for joining us. We've got to bring you back. Okay, Roosevelt?
I don't even have talent.